All right, Sandra, just 3 weeks to go until Election Day 2025 in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And Jay Jones' violent texts have shaken up the contest. Despite the shocking content, top-level Democrats from Jones' home district are still showing their support, and the Attorney General candidate is trying to campaign as if nothing happened. He posted on X, quote, "This race will decide whether we have an Attorney General who defends our freedoms, protects our democracy, and prioritizes the needs of Virginians, or one who takes directives from Donald Trump. The stakes could not be higher." Let's bring in the current Virginia governor, Glenn Youngkin, for more on this. So Jay Jones is pushing full steam ahead. Democrats so far, Governor, have ignored calls coming from some elements of the Democratic Party for him to drop out. Their strategy seems to be pretend it didn't happen and it will all eventually go away. What do you say?
Yeah, I think this is a very clear reflection on a lack of courage and a lack of morality here, as we have not just Jay Jones, who did say these horrible, horrible things. I mean, he texted that he wanted to put 2 bullets in our former Speaker of the House's head and see his children die, and then a few cops should die as well. And he doesn't have the moral clarity or the courage to step out of this race. And we have Democrat leaders across the state who are trying to pretend like he didn't really say this. And at the end of the day, Virginia voters need to get out and vote. We've seen this race tighten up big time. And as a result, this race is now in play, and we need to get people out to vote. The reality is Abigail Spanberger, who is the Democrat candidate for governor, had 3 chances in a recent debate for her to say that she doesn't support Jay Jones anymore, and she refused to do it. And it just is another window into the calculus of we'll do anything in order to win coming out of the Democrat Party. And finally, Winsome Earle-Sears, who is our Republican lieutenant governor today, has been very clear. She stands for law enforcement, she stands against violence, and she has courage and moral clarity. And that's the choice that's on the ballot right now. And as I said, this race is really tightened up. Polls are showing that, and it's time for folks to get out to the ballots and vote.
You mentioned last week's debate. I've got a little clip from that on the topic of ignoring it and it'll go away. Watch Abigail Spanberger try to ignore Winsome Earle-Sears. Listen here.
Would it take him pulling the trigger? Is that what would do it? And then you would say he needs to get out of the race? Abigail, you have nothing to say? Abigail, what if he said it about your 3 children? Is that when you would say he should get out of the race, Abigail? You're running to be governor.
Saved by the bell there at the end, Governor. I mean, not only did she ignore the topic, but she ignored her debate opponent as well.
Yeah, she did. And here was her chance to actually demonstrate that she has some courage and moral clarity, and she refused to do so. Virginians see this. Virginians recognize that our state is roaring. We've had huge economic expansion. We have had a dramatic increase in public safety with a 30% decline in murders. We've seen our children perform so much better in schools. And we've had $10 billion of surplus revenue with $9 billion of tax relief. And they have a candidate in Winsome Earle-Sears who will keep all of that going. And Abigail Spanberger can't even answer that simple question that Jay Jones should drop out of this race. You know, there's a debate this Thursday night between our great Attorney General, Jason Miyares, and Jay Jones. And it could be the shortest debate ever, because Jay Jones should come out and simply say, I'm withdrawing from the race.
Well, I don't expect that will happen. I don't think you do either, but we'll be watching the debate. Let's go back to about this time in 2021, when the race really kind of turned on education, and the defining moment was when your opponent, Terry McAuliffe, said this.
I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
I mean, it was the throwaway line, and it ended up destroying his campaign. Education big again, and the transgender issue, which came up in that debate. Listen to Abigail Spanberger's response when she was asked about biological males being in girls' locker rooms. Listen here.
I'm a mother of 3 daughters in Virginia public schools, and nothing is more important to me than their safety.
Once again, the question was, should transgender girls who are biological males be allowed to use girls' bathrooms and play on girls' sports teams?
I think it's incumbent upon parents and educators and administrators in each local community to
Nude
make
men in
decisions
locker rooms.
locally. There should never be
We're gonna get
nude
to you in a
men
moment.
Oh
in
my
locker
goodness, we
rooms.
finally have her saying that.
Well, there was a lot of bobbing and weaving there before she finally came forward with, it seems, what she really believes. But I'm wondering, all that preamble before that, is that what she really believes? Or is that what she needs to say to placate the far left of the party?
Well, that's what she really believes, that in fact biological men should be in locker rooms with girls and that biological men should be playing sports with girls. And that's why this decision on who to vote for is so clear. It's the safety, it's the privacy, and it's the dignity of girls. And by the way, biological boys as well. As we have seen in Fairfax County and in Loudoun County, both biological boys and biological girls be invaded and then persecuted for standing up for their own rights to have a safe place. And this is why this election is so important. We've been battling this for the last 4 years. We've made great progress in many places, but we have to keep the battle up in order to make sure that we're protecting young girls. This is about safety and this is about dignity. And if you're worried about the safety of your children, then Winsome Sears is the clear winner. What you've heard just in this interview, John, is that Abigail Spanberger does not want to see Jay Jones step down. She's willing to live with somebody who wants to put 2 bullets in somebody's head. And she doesn't want to stand up for the safety of girls in sports and in our locker rooms and bathrooms. It's just this clear. And that's why I do believe this race is swinging hard. And that's why it's so important that folks get out and vote in Virginia. Our polls are open right now. And it's a great chance for folks to go make their voice heard. Go vote.
One quick question just before we leave you. If this does not go your party's way next month, will we see you again in 2029 or are you done?
So let me just begin with, I think this is going to go our party's way. We have seen this shift big time. And Jason Miyares is way up now. And Winsome has closed this race big time. And that's why I am very confident that if we can just push hard here for these last 3 weeks and make sure voters understand what's on the ballot, economic success, a reduction in cost of living, a standing strong with law enforcement and to make sure that communities are safe and standing up for parents, I believe Winsome Sears will be the 75th governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
And then you could be the 76th because you can run again in 2029 because she can't. Governor, good to have you with us today. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.